just explain a little bit of what I'm adorned with. So this shuka, we call it a shuka in Kiswahili, which is Kenya's national language. It basically just means a covering or a shawl. That's what it is. And so what this means is it is typically adorned by the Masai ladies. And this is a cultural thing because it protects their arms from being bare. So according to the Masai culture, a woman should protect certain areas of her bodies. The arms are part of those areas. And then this beautifully colored necklace that I have around my neck, this is also worn by the ladies. It is actually worn by single ladies. And the minute that lady gets married, this part of the necklace from here going down, they lose it. And so it's left only here. So once you get married, only this part is left. The rest of it is gone. So yeah, the Masai community, of course, being the predominant community here in the Masai Mara. And so now let me introduce the Cabinet Secretary for Tourism, Madam Rebecca Miano. Thank you very much, CS, for being with us today.
Thank you very much, Penina.
And just to start us off, I mean, Kenya is synonymous with tourism. What makes Kenya such a significant tourism destination?
Penina, as we start, I also want to confirm I'm compliant with what I'm wearing to match the spirit of the Masai Mara.
Right.
And it is true, Kenya is a very unique tourist destination. We have things that many other countries do not have. For example, we boast that we are the human origin, the home of human origin. The oldest remains of a human being were found in Kenya. Secondly, we are the only country whose capital city has a wildlife national park just within the city, and there is no other city in the world that has that. The Creator endowed Kenya with many natural resources, from the mountains to the beaches, to the bushes, to the Rift Valley, to geothermal resource. So we have a rich menu of what tourists can do and can see. If you look at our people, the hospitality, it is on record that Kenyan people are special, they are hospitable, they are warm, their cultures. And I have seen every review of every visitor that visits Kenya talks about the Kenyan people. We have a huge, big culture, unique culture based on our communities, and that is something else to also sample. We also have other UNESCO accredited sites that are of interest to see. And when you hear people say that Kenya is magical, it is indeed magical.
I like actually the hat you're wearing because it's written Magical Kenya, just in case you can't see it. Coming to where we are now, the Great Masai Mara National Reserve, it is synonymous with one of the greatest spectacles in the natural world, and that is the Great Migration. What does that mean for Kenya's tourism?
The Masai Mara and the migration, the wildebeest migration, is one of the wonders of the world. So our country is blessed and endowed to be the home of one of the wonders of the world. And therefore, that makes Kenya very unique, and that migration is very important to Kenya. It is also important for the wildebeest and their sustainability and their biodiversity, because I understand, and it is true, that they cross between the two countries, but on the Mara side, the Kenya side, it is the mating, the honeymoon place of it, and that is significant. It just shows life and how life can boom, and that is very special for us. And also for the communities around, the migration brings tourists and therefore promotes economic activities, employment, and I think Masai Mara and the migration is of very significant use for our country.
And that is true, if I may cut in, because I've seen a lot of tour drivers are actually from the local community here.
Yes.
But even just pushing this conversation forward, there's, with the migration also, these high tourist numbers.
Yes.
So what are some of the strategies? And I know she's actually just very new in the office, so this is a privilege to have you with us.
Yes.
And what are some of the strategies you're considering to put in place just to boost sustainable tourism?
Yes, I am the newest Minister of Tourism and Wildlife in Kenya. but very excited, enthusiastic, because this is a docket that is full of possibilities. And in that regard, we will be working, and we are working on many strategies, and a lot of work has been done to make tourism sustainable in Kenya. First, we need to diversify the products that we have. Kenya has been for a long time known for beaches, bushes, and the safaris. But I can tell you, we have endless products that we need to just present to the world. We can have agritourism, sports tourism. You know, Kenya is the home of runners, and that I don't think anybody will have lived fully without visiting the home of runners, interact with them, look at them, see why they run. And we also have cultural sites. We have medical tourism and many other products. So to make it sustainable, we just need to present diversification of the products we have for tourists. Also diversify the source of our tourists. Currently, we have not covered many countries in the world. And that, if we open up, we are sure that if we attract the East, the West, the South, the North, the whole world, that will make it more sustainable. We need to leverage on technology. We know that this is a global village, and technology will make it sustainable. We need to work on things like climate change, conservation. We know many tourists are attracted by the wild animals, and therefore we need sustainability, biodiversity, conservations. And we have a strategy that will be launching very soon to put into place all those measures.
And just as we come to a close, we've seen, speaking of getting new sources, we've seen tourism numbers from China, for example, grow to about 79% beginning of this year. So how are you looking to boost that up? And what does that even tell you, just the growth of these numbers when it comes to looking at those new sources?
I like that question because, you know, China has been a good partner to Kenya in terms of economics, development, and many other areas of cooperation. But tourism, we need to grow it more. And it is true, looking at the numbers for the first 6 months, half year, I have seen an increase of numbers from China. But I want to tell you that is an untapped market. If you look at the population of China and the numbers that are coming to Kenya, although they are steadily improving, we have a lot more room and a lot more possibilities of just increasing those numbers and taking them up.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, Madam Minister, I have to say it was a great honor hosting you. Thank you very much for your time. I wish you all the best as you embark on this exciting journey of running one of Kenya's most important dockets, which is tourism. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, and I welcome everybody to Kenya to come and see the magical Kenya.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sana.